Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, Triple H absent from this week's Raw.
A huge update on Jim Ross's future.
A top AEW act is asked to be exclusive to Collision.
And a major update on the health of Sting after that spot on last week's Dynamite. I'm Adam Wilborn.
I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
And this is our new co-host here.
Gary.
Gary from Mortal Kombat. Here he is.
Get over here. We already are, Gary. Shut up.
At least that snake didn't shoot out of his hand. We're in the gaming studio.
Reasons.
It's complicated. Anyway, we're going to talk about Triple H. He was missing from this week's episode of Raw, which is pretty noteworthy because he's there every week because he's an important human being. This is according to Fightful Select. Triple H not at the show. People were a bit surprised by this. They didn't expect Papa H to not be at Raw in Baltimore, Maryland. Shout out Strapped Under Ice. But there's no need to worry about it. There's no need to panic or whatever. This was just a planned night off for the game. According to Fightful Select, he was at Money in the Bank. He was happy. He was thrilled. He was excited. He was buzzing. He was loving life. He just wasn't at Raw. Bruce Pritchard was running the show in his absence, which is the norm. And he is expected back for SmackDown this week. Good news. Vince McMahon was not at Raw, and he was not at Money in the Bank either. So it wasn't a
Raw
case.
was still good. That's why.
Yeah, it wasn't a case of the old man slivering back in when the son-in-law's not there. But yeah, that's the scoop ski with Triple H ski. Here he is in the background, chilling out, taking it easy.
I think it speaks volumes that it wasn't that noticeable. So I think Triple H's imprint on Raw is now being felt on a regular basis, because I think previously, had Triple H not been there, you'd have felt Bruce sort of reshape the show in Vince's image.
Yeah.
But
be a brother love
I didn't
segment.
notice, I didn't think, what's something's weird about this Raw? I mean, there was a good Natalia match on it, but other than that, I shouldn't have a go. It was brilliant, that match.
Yeah, I love it. Yesterday, we're like, yeah, it was really, and straight away, you're in with a shovel, brother.
But I thought it was a perfectly serviceable episode of Raw that certainly didn't feel like, because we're not going to report on it because it happens every bloody week, it had been too torn apart at the last minute by Vince.
Yeah, absolutely. So who knows if it was or if it wasn't. But let us know what you think down below. Just about Raw in general.
Yeah.
How you feeling about the show? How you feeling about the changes that happen all the time? And are you excited for Triple H to be backstage? I don't know. I mean, if you're not backstage, why would you be excited about that?
I think the Bloodline are, because I think they'd be worried otherwise. If Vince got wind of Triple H not being on SmackDown, he'd have said, just probably have the Usos rejoin the Bloodline, because there's nothing wrong with that storyline.
Totally fine, yeah.
Let's bring you a bit of an update on
do you think,
Jim
Gary?
Ross.
Okay.
Bring you a bit of an update on Jim Ross. Obviously, he's been absent from AEW programming. Get well soon for all of us here at WhatCulture. But he's recently revealed on his Grilling JR podcast, one of the best podcasts out there that isn't ours, WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcast from, that he doesn't have a long time left on his contract. He said, I'll just read it, "I'll be back. I will continue working. My contract with AEW is still in place. I don't have a lot of time left on it, but I've got enough. I'm not concerned about that. Either I'm retained or I'm not. I'm just going to take it a day at a time and see how it works, but I enjoy working for AEW. It's fun to be part of a startup. I said that when I was hired. It's great to see all these young guys start to come into their own, and I'd love to be there for the rest of the journey to help guide them along the way, almost in a talent relations type situation. I enjoy helping these kids." Yeah, look, I think with the experience you've got, whether or not they want to keep him on commentary, it would make sense to keep him around for his, decades of experience. But I think more importantly than whether or not he comes back to do commentary, I just hope, he's had some health issues recently, just hope he gets better.
Yeah, this looks really terrible leaning back. I can't get comfortable in this setting.
How do they do it?
How do you do it? Jim Ross has had a rough time over these past few years, obviously. Recently in AEW, had his fall before Collision, and then he was on air and his voice was a bit shot. And it's when Jim Ross goes through hardships in his life, historically he's worked through them. He's 71 years old now, so it's understandable that he'd want to take a bit of time away. Obviously he had experiences with cancer over the past couple of years as well, so best wishes to Jim. It'll be interesting to see if he stays on. I think, even if he isn't going to be on TV as much, it's probably, like you say, a good idea to just have him on as an advisor, talent liaison. He's done stuff like that in the past. Just hope he gets well.
AEW have got a huge amount of sensationally talented commentators, though. I mean, you look at the way that they just launched Collision, and that's working, and then they obviously have other people for Ring of Honor and things like that. I think, they are spoiled for choice. What is it? A manager's headache, or whatever the phrase is. Nice problem for someone to have in terms of just so many great commentators in AEW. But let's wait and see whether or not he sticks around. But make sure you stick around by hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell. Ding, ding.
I'm glad you're doing those links now, because you're a lot smoother than me. I just go, subscribe! Hit the button! Yeah! I was gonna
Otherwise, I'll hurt Gary.
Yeah, I think he'll hurt you if you hit him.
Oh, what you gonna do? I'll stick my fingers up, you prick. Anyway, moving on.
Bloody Gary. Right, let's move over to the House of Black, specifically.
Yes, please.
Malachi Black. He is asked to be exclusive to AEW Collision. Ooh. Whoa. Now, obviously, House of Black, they were featured in the initial marketing materials that they were there on the poster. And they are the Trios champions, so it's notable. He revealed this. Actually, this will be a fun game. What podcast was he on when he revealed this? You've got 3 guesses. It's the oldest podcast alive.
It's not Wrestling Observer Radio or something like that.
Nope.
Jim Cornette?
Nope. Funnier. Oh, he wasn't on Road Dogs podcast or something, was he? Bob Fish.
Of course. What am I thinking? Well, hang on. Do you know the name of Bobby Fish's?
It's the Undisputed Podcast with Bobby Fish.
It should be far more fish-based.
Yeah, it's the hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, it should be called Small Pond, because he's a big fish. Small pond.
Captain Birdseye.
Yeah, or just the pond. Welcome to the pond. I'm the fish.
The angle, because it's angler fish.
Yeah, I like that.
You don't. It was bad.
Hook, line, and podcast.
Okay, we've nailed it. Bob Fish, you're missing a trick.
Sort it out, Bobby.
Come on, Bob. Gee whiz. But yeah, Malachi Black.
I genuinely forgot what we were talking about there.
He's exclusive to Collision. I'll read you his quote. I requested to be strictly on Collision because I don't want people to get the pick. It's no, Saturday night, I get to see the House of Black. That's what I wanted. Because if I give you the option for Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, you're going to go, it doesn't really matter. So he wants it to be a destination to see the House of Black. That's
ambitious. I like that as well, and I think it probably will help. Obviously, we're not getting into ratings bollocks now, but obviously Collision hasn't been doing as well since its first episode. Although obviously the first episode is never the bar to judge any show on.
Yeah, that's the thing. We'll get loads of people going, why aren't you talking about the ratings? And it's people only ask us that when they want us to dunk on a company they don't like. So that's why.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
But I think that's useful for something like Collision, because I think if you ask someone now, who are the people you can only see on Collision? They'd say the Punker, maybe Miro. Yeah. But beyond that, I would be able to struggle to say, who's exactly, other than them, who's exclusively on Collision. Yeah. Whereas now, if you're a fan of the House of Black, and if you're not, what's wrong with you? Go and tune into Collision on Saturday nights, because they're great, and I love that he's found his lane again. Yeah. Because he was lost for a while.
He was. He had 2022 was a bit of a confusing year, and I'm sure it was for him as well. But I love the House of Black. They're my favorite trio. Yeah. 3 of my favorite wrestlers. So for me personally, I'm going to tune in every week.
Yeah. God, is it Joe Punk this week? I think they advertised it on Dynamite.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I get so confused now.
And Team Taz fight.
Yeah. Crazy. I get so confused now with the match announcements, because you have to announce 3 shows.
Oh God.
And then I'm which one is which? What's going where? My brain can't. It's all these new social media platforms.
Yeah, I think.
Blue Sky,
oh God.
Reds,
Mastodon.
Blood and Thunder.
What are you on, Gary? Still a MySpace guy.
Oh, I think I heard him say Parlor there. Anyway, he's a bad dude.
Bad egg. Yeah. Sting's fine. That's our final story today. I thought I'd leave with that because it's the good news. Obviously took a rough old bump on last week's Dynamite for a man of his age.
Biggity bump.
But he clearly loved it, and Darby Allin, who's obviously a huge admirer, you may have seen the promo, I think he cut after Dynamite went off the air last week, saying how much he loved him. Great thing on Dynamite, by the way, this week with, I was going to call him Nick Gage. Nick Wayne.
Nick Gage.
Yeah, Nick Gage. Being looked after by Darby Allin. I mean, it's a sitcom I'd watch.
Pizza 100%. King, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Sting. Darby Allin was talking on Busted Open Radio, and he said he's actually doing great. We talked the day after. He said he was feeling great, which is awesome, because I pulled him aside after the match and said, yo, just be honest with me. How are you feeling? Not just about your mouth. Yeah, because he smashed his mouth off. But your neck, everything about your body, because people forget that, he retired in 2014, which was 9 years ago. when he took a buckle bomb, and yet now he's back doing this. I think Sting always sends my jaw to the floor with stuff he does in AEW, because like you say, I will always remember us going, oh, they've brought Sting back and he's going to do a match that's, he's going to be old and broken down, and then he just way up the stage and they're like, oh cool, Sting's back.
Because he was so broken in WWE after the accident in the Rollins match, and like that informed the drama of those first few Sting matches, wasn't it? Like when he got powerbombed by Brian Cage the first time, I was like, you can't do that! What's going on? But obviously you get over that and go, no, actually medical professionals have said it's okay, so all in. Sting kicks ass. I have loved this Sting run. He is a joy. He is a breath of just pure pantomime brilliance every single time. You do get a little bit concerned when you see like blood coming out of his mouth and stuff, just because you know his injury history and everything else. But as I've said recently a few times, we're not doctors, we're wrestling fans. It's not in our place to tell grown adults what they can and can't do with their bodies on TV. I think that if you don't like that kind of thing, you should just not watch. I think it's a pretty straightforward equation. Shouts to Sting, love him. He's great. He rules.
Right, let's move on to your questions. Today we're taking them from Twitter at WhatCultureWE. We also take them from our YouTube community page, so make sure you're always checking
Tomorrow,
that as well.
me and Phil coming through.
Oh yeah.
Everyone else is off. Literally everyone else is off.
We're all going on a holiday.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
That's all right. Me and Phil have chaotic news.
Oh yeah, that's it. I remember everyone has children is having an absolute nightmare at the moment. But
Gary's
solidarity with the teachers.
Gary sent his away to a farm for the summer.
Very bitey, his kids, and I like them. Right, let's move on to these Twitter questions, though, at WhatCultureWE. Daniel Murphy starts us off. He writes, good morning to the news dudes with attitudes. Like that.
Cool.
With this great pairing of MJF and Adam Cole, how far do you see them going in the tournament? I see them winning it and losing to FTR, with MJF screwing over Cole. P.S. Stay flatty, my friends. Thank you very much.
I think that's
you too, Dan.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how it's going to go. I think that they will win the tournament. It feels like it was made for them.
Yeah.
The Butcher and Daddy Magic got screwed, by the way. F you, AEW.
Watch, Andy showed it me this morning, watch their 45-second promo on AEW's Twitter, because it's up there for promo of the year.
Watch the Butcher specifically in the last 15 seconds of it. Tremendous. Those guys.
Magic meat.
The most unhinged energy you will get all year. Is great. Yeah, I think that's exactly how it'll go. Although I think Cole's going to screw MJF over. I think that's going to be the angle, because there's like, who's playing who?
Because he's baited, because like MJF's like clearly like, oh, I'm tricking him to thinking we're friends. And then Cole with his whole, thanks Max, that was a really nice thing to do, is playing MJF, and MJF clearly doesn't watch the show.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I do hope they hit a double clothesline at one point.
Yeah.
I think that's how they should win the tournament.
The Tony Schiavone gag is really fun.
Brilliant.
Did you see the Puffer? Puff last night, shout outs to Puff.
Yeah. It was when they weirdly bond. That's all they can bond over.
Yeah.
Tony Schiavone's a prick, actually.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, you're Puff and Bobby Fish should be a tag team.
I think
Puffer Fish.
I think they very good. I think they should win the tournament and win the tag titles. But that's just me. And yes, I already have siphoned off MJF singing Happy Birthday Adam for my birthday in over a month's time. You can still send us presents.
Will you be off by then? Will you be away?
All depends on him, that. I'm not. I've always said this. I'm not him, but definitely not. So I'll tell you whose birthday it is today, though. Phil Chambers. Send him a lovely message at Phil My Chambers.
We've been trying to send him a lovely message all week.
Oh, there's one coming. Oh, it's coming, brother. Pranav gives us that sounds ominous. Yeah. Pranav gives us our second question of the day. Good morning, gents. Do you think they'll do Baszler Rousey in a fight pit? If it's supposed to be at SummerSlam, is there enough time to build a stip like that? And can they sell it to us with Ronda's mic skills?
I think there is enough time to get there. Yeah, we've got a month of TV. Really, you only need a couple of weeks. When it's something like this that's obviously informed by like a decade plus of friendship, I think it's totally fine to do a short notice build for it. And I don't even know if a month is a short notice build these days, because none of us have attention spans anymore. So, like in this era, I think that's totally fine. And yeah, fight pit would be totally fitting for their styles.
Don't
and
need
everything.
DC to ref this one. Thanks.
Yeah, shout out to Daniel Cormier, great guy. I love his energy. He was too happy, wasn't he?
One of the main things you need to do as a referee is remember the finish.
Yeah, he was clearly visibly just having a great time, and it was like, we probably need more of an asshole to do this next time. So shout out to DC. That was fun.
But yeah, it feels like it's going to be an MMA themed blow off for these two, because it would be stupid not to.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a good idea. Ronda's mic skills, yeah, she has difficulties. Like, she's dived into this and stuff. Like, it's a legitimate thing that she struggles with. So I kind of hate it when people go in, like, and just rip her mic skills apart, because it's like, no, there's reasons for these things, and but. Yeah, I think we can get there. She just needs to be angry.
Yeah, have her armbar some fools.
Yeah.
She's very good at doing
Kick
that.
some ass.
Yeah, and just, if you need to, you've got enough money, pay UFC for the clips of her just wrecking dudes.
Yeah,
Be like,
Shayna Baszler.
you really messed up by picking a fight pit with me.
Exactly. And they're like in league with the UFC now. So
Yeah, of course, they're pally now.
yeah, just don't.
They're all part of, what I can't remember, TKO is it called now?
Yes, yeah.
The new Endeavour thing.
Something. Yeah.
Should be good fun that though. I'm really looking forward to it. Canadian Biohazard says, boys, using current wrestlers as your main actors, cast them in a Batman-inspired movie. Cody as Batman, Bloodline as the crime family.
Okay, fair play. That's a good start. Obviously, the Fiend is that Joker, baby.
I was going to pick Sting from TNA.
There could be two Jokers.
Whoa.
What?
Who's going to be the Riddler? Because the Riddler, unsurprisingly played by Jim Carrey, one of my favourite characters.
I am shocked by this development.
The Riddler. Who speaks in riddles? Malachi Black talks a
Actually,
weird.
that would be really good. That's legitimately good.
Yeah.
Malachi Black. Yeah.
Malachi Black as the Riddler.
Da Riddler. Who could be da Penguin? Paul Bearer. Hologram.
Paul Bearer hologram.
I've killed you.
Yeah. I'm going to pay for all the Tupac stuff so we can get Paul Bearer as a hologram.
Why not?
I want Daddy Magic as Batman. You know what? I don't know what makes Batman's nipples hard. Who's Catwoman? Natalia. There you go.
They
Maybe
are.
for
She
being
loves
nasty to her
cats.
earlier.
They are. Who's Robin?
Tony D'Angelo?
He's doing some Robin, but he's not Robin.
Dominic. Dominic's, that's actually the perfect casting.
What are they?
A little twat, Robin. Not Dominic. Anyway.
Two-Face. Kane.
Can we have Blue Cane, preferably?
Blue Kane.
Two-Face very, very much applies to Kane in real life.
Yeah.
Hey, what a good dude. Oh no, he's terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, that is your thoughts on that. Thanks to Gary. And now over Gary's face, here's another video you can go and check out.
Gary! Oh, Jesus.
We're taking that off.
Sorry, gaming.
Bye.
Team. Peace.